Lily Mason stepped into the wide hallway of Westbrook High School and took a deep breath. The smell of floor cleaner and old books filled her nose. This was her first day at a new school, and her stomach felt tight with worry. Lily was 17, with long brown hair that she kept in a simple ponytail. She wore blue jeans, a plain gray sweater, and white sneakers. Nothing about her stood out in the crowd of students rushing past her. Mr. Porter, the school counselor, handed Lily her schedule and a small map of the school. He was a short man with glasses that kept sliding down his nose. "Your first class is English with Mrs. Bell in room 203, he said with a smile. "Do you think you can find your way?" Lily nodded. She didn't want to talk much. This was the third school she had moved to in the past 4 years because of her dad's job. Each time she tried to stay quiet and blend in. It was easier that way. "Thanks," she said softly, taking the papers from him. The hallway was packed with students talking, laughing, and slamming locker doors. No one looked at Lily as she walked by, holding her books close to her chest. She was used to being invisible on her first day. Sometimes, if she was lucky, she could stay that way. Room 203 was at the end of the hallway on the second floor. Lily got there just as the bell rang. Most of the seats were already taken. The only empty desk was near the back of the room next to a window that looked out over the school's football field. Lily sat down quickly and kept her eyes on her desk. Mrs. Bell was a tall woman with short gray hair. She smiled when she saw Lily. "You must be our new student," she said. "Would you like to introduce yourself to the class?" Lily felt her face get hot as 30 pairs of eyes turned to look at her. She hated this part. "My name is Lily Mason," she said quietly. "My family just moved here from Ohio." "Welcome to Westbrook, Lily," Mrs. Bell said. "I hope you'll be happy here." Some students nodded politely. Others just stared. A few didn't even look up from their phones. Lily was glad when Mrs. Bell started talking about the book they were reading, and everyone looked away from her. Lunchtime. Lily had survived 4 classes without any problems. No one had talked to her much, but no one had been mean either. She found the cafeteria and got in line for food. The lunch that day was pizza, apple slices, and milk. Lily paid for her food and looked around for a place to sit. The cafeteria was divided into clear groups. There were tables of athletes in their team jackets, tables of students with books and laptops open, and tables where everyone was laughing and taking pictures with their phones. Lily spotted an empty table near the back wall and headed for it. She walked across the room. She felt someone watching her. She glanced to her right and saw a table where 3 girls sat together. They all wore nice clothes and had perfect hair. The girl in the middle was blonde with bright blue eyes. She was whispering something, and the other 2 were laughing. Lily sat at the empty table and opened her milk. She took out her sketchbook and began to draw while she ate. Drawing helped her relax. She was working on a picture of a mountain lake that she had started the day before. "Look at the new charity case," a voice said from a few tables away. It was loud enough for people nearby to hear. "I bet she can't even afford a decent haircut." Lily didn't look up, but she knew it was the blonde girl talking about her. She had dealt with girls like that before. The best thing to do was ignore them. What those girls didn't know about Lily was that she wasn't quiet because she was scared or shy. Lily had been training in mixed martial arts since she was 8 years old. Her dad had signed her up for classes after they moved the first time, thinking it would help her make friends. Lily didn't make many friends, but she discovered she was good at fighting. Really good. She had won 3 state championships in her age group back in Ohio. But Lily never told anyone at her new schools about her fighting. She didn't wear her medals or bring her trophies for show and tell. Her dad had taught her that fighting was only for the ring or for protection, never to show off or hurt others. So Lily kept drawing, pretending she didn't hear the blonde girl and her friends laughing. She finished her pizza and apple slices, then packed up her things when the bell rang. Her next class was science in room 118. The science teacher, Mr. Garcia, was younger than her other teachers. He wore a bow tie and had a beard. He paired students up for lab work, and since Lily was new, he assigned her to work with a boy named Sam Rodriguez. Sam had curly black hair and friendly brown eyes. He smiled at Lily as she sat next to him at the lab table. "New kid, huh?" he said. "Don't worry, Mr. Garcia's cool. This class is actually fun." "Thanks," Lily said, returning his smile. It was the first real smile she had given anyone all day. They were studying chemical reactions, mixing different liquids to see what would happen. Sam was good at following the instructions, and Lily was careful with the measurements. They worked well together. "So where did you move from?" Sam asked, as they waited for their mixture to change color. "Ohio," Lily said. "My dad got transferred. Again. He works for a shipping company." "That must be hard moving around a lot," Sam said. Lily shrugged. "You get used to it. What about you? Have you always lived here?" Sam nodded. "Born and raised in Westbrook. It's okay, I guess. Small town, everyone knows everyone's business." "Who were those girls in the cafeteria?" Lily asked. "The ones at the middle table, with the blonde girl?" Sam rolled his eyes. "That's Amber Collins. And her followers, Heather and Zoe. Amber's dad owns half the businesses in town, so she thinks she owns the school. Best to stay out of her way." "I'll remember that," Lily said. After school, Lily walked home alone. Her house was only 15 blocks from school, in a neighborhood of small, neat homes with tidy yards. Her mom's car wasn't in the driveway yet. She worked as a nurse at the local hospital and wouldn't be home until 6. Lily let herself in with her key and went straight to her room. It was still full of unpacked boxes, but she had set up her bed and desk. On the wall above her desk, she had hung her calendar with her training schedule. There was a martial arts gym just 10 blocks away. Her dad had already checked it out and signed her up for classes 3 times a week. Lily changed into workout clothes and did her usual training routine in the backyard. 50 push-ups, 50 sit-ups, and 50 squats. Then she practiced her kicks and punches on the heavy bag her dad had hung from the big oak tree. By the time she finished, she was sweating and breathing hard, but she felt better. The worries of her first day had melted away. The next morning, Lily got to school early. She wanted to find all her classrooms before the hallways got crowded. As she was putting books in her new locker, she heard voices coming around the corner. "Did you see what she was wearing?" "So pathetic," a girl said with a laugh. "And that sketchbook? What a loser," another voice added. Lily recognized the voices. It was Amber and her friends, talking about her. She closed her locker quietly and turned to walk away, but it was too late. The 3 girls came around the corner and saw her. Amber's blue eyes narrowed and a small smile spread across her face. "Well, if it isn't the new girl," Amber said, crossing her arms. "How was your first day in our school? Make any friends?" Heather and Zoe giggled behind her. Lily looked at them calmly. She wasn't afraid of them, but she didn't want trouble. Not on her second day. "It was fine, thanks," Lily said politely, then turned to walk away. "Hey, I'm talking to you," Amber said, stepping in front of Lily to block her path. "Don't you know who I am?" Lily looked at her without blinking. "You're Amber Collins. Your dad owns businesses in town." Amber seemed surprised that Lily knew her name. "That's right. And in this school, people don't walk away when I'm talking to them." "I need to get to class," Lily said, still calm. "Class doesn't start for 20 minutes, Amber said. "Plenty of time for us to get to know each other better." Lily's hand tightened around the strap of her backpack. She took a deep breath just like her martial arts teacher had taught her. Control was the most important thing, both in fighting and in life. "Maybe another time," Lily said, stepping around Amber and walking away quickly. She could hear the girls laughing behind her, but she didn't look back. It was only her second day. She had a long year ahead of her at Westbrook High, and something told her that Amber Collins wasn't going to make it easy. 1 week passed at Westbrook High, and Lily tried to keep to herself. She sat in the back of her classes, ate lunch alone, and walked quickly through the hallways with her eyes down. But staying invisible was getting harder. Amber and her friends had noticed Lily, and they would not let her be. It started small. On Wednesday, Lily opened her locker to find her books had been pushed to the floor. On Thursday, Someone spilled water on her chair in math class right before she sat down. Lily didn't react. She just picked up her books and sat on the wet chair without saying a word. This seemed to make Amber even more angry. Why doesn't she cry or something? Lily heard Amber ask Heather in the bathroom on Friday. It's like she doesn't even care. Maybe she's just weird, Heather said. My brother says she walks home alone every day and doesn't talk to anyone. Lily stayed in the bathroom stall, waiting for them to leave. She wasn't going to give them the satisfaction of seeing her upset. That night, she hit her punching bag extra hard, imagining Amber's smug face as she practiced her kicks. On Monday, of the second week, things got worse. Lily was walking to her English class when someone stuck out a foot. Lily tripped and fell hard, her books flying across the hallway floor. Students laughed as they walked by. When Lily looked up, she saw Zoe smirking down at her. Oops, Zoe said. You should watch where you're going, new girl. Lily got up slowly and gathered her books. Her knee was scraped and bleeding through her jeans, but she didn't say anything. A tall boy with dark hair and a Letterman jacket walked by and high-fived Zoe. Nice one, he said with a laugh. Thanks, Jake, Zoe replied, looking pleased with herself. Later that day in science class, Sam noticed Lily's torn jeans and the dried blood on her knee. What happened to you? He asked, looking concerned. I fell, Lily said simply, not wanting to talk about it. Sam frowned. Did someone trip you? Was it Amber's group? Lily shrugged. It doesn't matter. It does matter, Sam said. They do this to everyone new. Last year they made a girl cry so much she had to change schools. I'm not going to cry, Lily said firmly. Sam looked at her with new respect. No, I don't think you will. But still, be careful around them. Especially Jake Peterson, Amber's boyfriend. He's on the football team and he thinks he can do whatever he wants. I'll be fine, Lily said. Let's just finish our lab work. That day after school, Lily decided to stay late to use the library. She had a history paper due, and she needed to do research. By the time she finished, it was almost 5 o'clock and the school was nearly empty. As she walked down the main hallway toward the exit, she heard voices coming from around the corner. You're friends with the new girl, aren't you? It was Jake's voice, and he sounded angry. We're just lab partners, Sam's voice replied. He sounded nervous. That's not what Amber says. She says you were all friendly with her in class. We have to work together for the grade, Sam said. It's not a big deal. There was a loud thump like someone being pushed against a locker. Listen, Rodriguez, Jake said. Stay away from the weird new girl, got it? Or next time it won't just be talking. Lily peeked around the corner. Jake had Sam pinned against the lockers, his forearm pressed against Sam's chest. 2 other boys, in Letterman jackets, stood nearby watching. Sam looked scared. Lily felt a hot wave of anger rise inside her. She had promised her dad she wouldn't get into fights at her new school, but she couldn't just walk away. She stepped around the corner. Hey, she called out. Let him go. Jake turned, surprised. When he saw it was Lily, he laughed. Well, look, who it is. The quiet little mouse has a voice after all. He let go of Sam, who slumped against the lockers, catching his breath. Jake turned to face Lily fully, crossing his arms over his chest. This isn't your business, he said. Walk away while you can. Lily stood her ground. You made it my business when you threatened my friend because of me. Jake looked surprised at her boldness, then angry. He stepped toward her. You think you're tough, new girl? You've been ignoring Amber all week, making her look bad. Someone needs to teach you some respect. Lily didn't back up. She knew she could take Jake in a fight, but that would only make things worse. Fighting was a last resort, her dad always said. And she was outnumbered 3-1. Just leave us alone, Lily said calmly. We haven't done anything to you. Jake was about to reply when a door opened down the hall. Mr. Garcia stepped out of his classroom carrying a stack of papers. Everything okay out here? He called, looking at the group with suspicion. Jake stepped back from Lily. Sure, Mr. Garcia, just talking. Well, school's been out for over an hour. You should all head home, Mr. Garcia said, walking toward them. Jake gave Lily a hard look. "This isn't over," he muttered before turning to leave, his friends following him. Mr. Garcia watched them go, then looked at Lily and Sam. "You two all right?" Sam nodded, still looking shaken. "Yes, sir. Thanks." "You should stick together walking home," Mr. Garcia advised. "It's getting late." After the teacher left, Sam looked at Lily with wide eyes. "You shouldn't have done that. Now they're going to target you even more." "They were already targeting me," Lily said. "And I couldn't just let them hurt you because of me." Sam shook his head in disbelief. "I've never seen anyone stand up to Jake like that. Weren't you scared?" Lily thought about it for a moment. "No," she said honestly. "I've dealt with worse." They walked home together, Sam talking the whole way about how crazy Lily was to challenge Jake. Lily just listened, smiling a little. It felt good to have a friend, even if it made her a bigger target. The next day, Lily could feel something had changed. When she walked down the hallway, people looked at her differently. Some with curiosity, others with respect. Word had spread about her confrontation with Jake. In the cafeteria, Sam waved her over to his table. He was sitting with two other students, a girl with curly red hair and a boy with glasses. "Guys, this is Lily," Sam said as she sat down. "Lily, this is Ben and Mia." "We heard what happened yesterday," Mia said, looking impressed. "No one ever stands up to Jake and his friends." "It wasn't a big deal," Lily said, uncomfortable with the attention. "Are you kidding?" Ben said. "It's a huge deal. They've been running this school forever." Lily was about to reply when she saw Amber and her group entering the cafeteria. Amber spotted Lily immediately, and her eyes narrowed. She whispered something to Heather and Zoe, and they all laughed, looking in Lily's direction. "Ignore them," Sam advised, seeing where Lily was looking. "They're just mad because you didn't run away crying like everyone else." Lily tried to enjoy her lunch with her new friends, but she could feel Amber watching her the whole time. The bell rang, and everyone got up to go to their next class. Lily had gym, which she usually enjoyed. When she got to the locker room, Lily found her gym clothes were missing from her locker. She looked around and saw Heather and Zoe whispering and giggling by the showers. Lily sighed and went to tell them, "Gym teacher, she didn't have her clothes." "That's the third student this week," the teacher said, frustrated. "Here, use these spare clothes for today." The spare clothes were too big and smelled like old sweat, but Lily put them on without complaint. When she walked out to the gym, some girls laughed at how she looked. Lily ignored them. Today they were playing volleyball. Lily was actually very good at sports, but she usually held back to avoid drawing attention. The teacher divided them into teams, and Lily ended up on the opposite side from Amber and Heather. The game started, and Lily played cautiously at first. But when the ball came her way, she hit it with precision, scoring a point for her team. Her teammates cheered. "Lucky shot," Amber called from the other side of the net, looking annoyed. As the game went on, Lily's team pulled ahead. Amber seemed to get more and more frustrated. When it was Amber's turn to serve, she aimed the ball directly at Lily's face. Lily easily ducked, and the ball went out of bounds. "Out!" the teacher called. "Point to the other team." Amber's face turned red with anger. The next time the ball came near her, she bumped into Lily hard, causing her to fall. As Lily went down, she felt Amber's foot hook around her ankle, tripping her deliberately. Lily hit the floor hard, landing on her knee, the same one that was already scraped from yesterday. "Oh, sorry," Amber said with fake concern. "I guess the new girl is just clumsy." Lily got up slowly, her knee throbbing with pain. She looked Amber in the eyes and saw nothing but meanness there. For the first time since coming to Westbrook High, Lily felt truly angry. It wasn't the bullying that bothered her. She had dealt with that before. It was the fact that Amber hurt others just because she could. As Lily limped back to her position, she made a decision. She would not be Amber's victim anymore, and she would not let Amber victimize anyone else either. It was time to take a stand, and Lily knew exactly how to do it. The next morning, Lily woke up early. Her knee still hurt from the fall in gym class, but she had a plan now. She opened her desk drawer and took out a small notebook. On the first page she wrote, "Bullying at Westbrook High," and the date. Then, she started writing down everything that had happened since her first day of school. She wrote down names, dates, and exactly what was done or said. She included the names of any witnesses. When she finished, Lily took out her phone. She scrolled through her settings until she found what she was looking for, the voice recording app. She tested it to make sure it worked, then slipped the phone into her front pocket. The microphone would be able to pick up any conversations near her. At breakfast, Lily's dad noticed she was quieter than usual. "Everything okay at school, kiddo?" he asked, pouring coffee into his travel mug. "Just dealing with some stuff," Lily said. "But I've got it under control." Her dad looked at her closely. "Anyone giving you trouble? You know you can tell me." Lily smiled. "I know, Dad, but I need to handle this myself. I'll let you know if I need help." "That's my girl," he said, ruffling her hair like he did when she was little. "Strong and smart. Just remember what Coach Mike always says. Fighting is the last option, not the first," Lily finished for him. "I remember. When Lily got to school, she went straight to the office. The secretary looked up from her computer. "Can I help you?" she asked. "I'd like to speak with the principal," Lily said. "It's important." "Do you have an appointment?" "No, but it's about student safety," Lily said firmly. The secretary looked at her for a moment, then picked up her phone. "Principal Davis, there's a student here who wants to see you about a safety concern." "Yes, I'll send her in." Lily walked into the principal's office. Principal Davis was a tall woman with short gray hair and glasses. She looked tired. "What can I do for you, Miss Mason?" "Lily Mason," Lily said. "I'm new here." "Yes, I remember seeing your transfer papers. What's this about student safety?" Lily took a deep breath. "There's a serious bullying problem at this school. Several students are being targeted, including me." Principal Davis sighed. "Bullying is a strong word, Miss Mason. Usually it's just normal teenage disagreements." "With respect, ma'am, that's not true," Lily said. She pulled out her notebook and placed it on the desk. "I've documented everything that's happened in the past 2 weeks. Names, dates, witnesses." The principal looked surprised. She picked up the notebook and flipped through it. "You've been keeping track of all this?" she asked. Lily nodded. "My mom's a nurse. She taught me the importance of documenting things properly." Principal Davis read a few pages, her expression growing more serious. "Some of these incidents, if true, are concerning, especially this one about Jake Peterson threatening another student." "Sam Rodriguez," Lily said. "He was threatened because he was my lab partner in science class. And you witnessed this?" "Yes, Mr. Garcia came out of his classroom and saw the end of it." Principal Davis closed the notebook. "I'll look into this, Miss Mason. Thank you for bringing it to my attention." Lily stood up. "Thank you for listening. I just want everyone to feel safe at school." As Lily left the office, she felt a small sense of victory. At least now there was an official record of what was happening. But she knew it wouldn't be enough to stop Amber and her friends. They had been getting away with this behavior for too long. In science class, Sam noticed Lily's determined expression. "You look like you're planning something," he whispered as they set up their experiment. "Maybe I am," Lily said with a small smile. "Whatever it is, I want to help," Sam said. "After you stood up for me with Jake, I owe you." Lily thought for a moment. "Actually, there is something you can do. Do you know anyone who's good with computers?" Sam grinned. "That would be Ben. He's like a tech genius." "Why?" "I need to set up a secure online document that multiple people can add to," Lily explained. "For evidence." Sam looked confused but nodded. "I'll talk to him at lunch." The rest of the morning passed without incident. Lily kept her phone recording in her pocket just in case. At lunch, Sam introduced her to Ben properly. "Lily needs some tech help," Sam explained. Ben pushed his glasses up his nose. "What kind of help?" Lily explained her idea. Ben listened carefully, then pulled out his laptop. "I can set up a cloud document with password protection," he said. People can add their own stories, and it will timestamp and track each entry. I can even add a spot for photo or video uploads. That would be perfect, Lily said. What exactly? Are you planning? Mia asked, looking concerned. I'm collecting evidence, Lily said, of all the bullying that happens here. Not just what happens to me, but to everyone. You're going to need a lot of storage space, Mia said with a sad smile. Amber and her crew have been terrorizing kids for years. Why hasn't anyone stopped them? Lily asked. Amber's dad donates a lot of money to the school, Ben explained. And Jake's dad is on the school board. They're protected. Not anymore, Lily said firmly. No one should be above the rules. After lunch, Lily had history class. As she walked into the room, she saw Jake sitting in the back, whispering with his friends. When he saw Lily, he glared at her. Lily kept her face calm and took her seat. Halfway through class, Lily felt something hit the back of her head. She turned to see a crumpled piece of paper on the floor. She picked it up and opened it. Inside was a crude drawing of a girl falling. Downstairs with the words, "Watch your step," written below it. Lily didn't react. She smoothed out the paper and put it in her notebook as another piece of evidence. Then she wrote down the date and time, and what had happened. She could feel Jake watching her, waiting for a reaction. She didn't give him one. After school, Lily went to her martial arts class at the local gym. It felt good to put on her GI and tie her black belt around her waist. Here, she wasn't the new girl or a target for bullies. Here she was respected for her skill and discipline. Coach Mike, a tall man with a shaved head, greeted her warmly. Lily, good to see you back. How's the new school? Challenging, Lily said. But I'm handling it. I bet you are, he said with a knowing smile. Want to help me demonstrate some self-defense moves for the beginners today? Lily nodded eagerly. As she showed the younger students how to break free from different holds, she felt strong and confident. This was who she really was. Not the quiet girl who kept her head down in the hallways of Westbrook High. When Lily got home that evening, she had an email from Ben. He had set up the document and shared the access link with her. She logged in and saw he had already created categories for different types of bullying incidents. There was even a map of the school where students could mark where incidents happened most often. Lily sent the link to Sam and Mia, asking them to share their experiences and to pass it on to other students they trusted. Then she downloaded the recording from her phone and saved it to her computer. Nothing much had happened that day, but she would keep recording every day. The next morning, Lily checked the document before school. To her surprise, there were already 15 new entries. Students had started sharing their stories. Some were about Amber and her group, but others mentioned different bullies too. The problem was bigger than Lily had realized. At school, Lily noticed something different. Students she didn't know were looking at her in the hallways, some with curiosity, others with hope. Word had spread about what she was doing. During third period, Lily was called to the principal's office again. When she arrived, she was surprised to see Amber, Heather, and Zoe already sitting there along with Jake. They all glared at her as she entered. Principal Davis looked serious. Miss Mason, these students say you're spreading rumors about them and trying to damage their reputations. They want you to stop. I'm not spreading rumors, Lily said calmly. I'm documenting facts. You're just jealous because no one likes you, Amber snapped. You're trying to get attention. That's not true, Lily said, still calm. And I think you know it. Whatever, Jake said. My dad's on the school board. He's not going to let some new girl cause trouble. Lily looked directly at Principal Davis. Is that true? Will the school board ignore evidence of bullying because of who someone's parent is? Principal Davis looked uncomfortable. Of course not, but we need clear evidence before we can take any action. I understand, Lily said, and I'm working on providing that evidence. Amber stood up suddenly, her face red with anger. You think you're so smart, don't you? You've been here 2 weeks and you think you can change everything. Well, you can't. This is my school. It's everyone's school, Lily said, and everyone deserves to feel safe here. That's enough, Principal Davis said. All of you back to class. Miss Mason, I'm warning you, if you're making false accusations, there will be consequences. As they all left the office, Amber pushed past Lily and whispered, "This isn't over. Not even close." Lily knew Amber was right. This wasn't over. But for the first time since the bullying started, Lily felt like she had a chance to win. She wasn't alone anymore. And she had a plan. For the next week, Lily continued to document everything. Her notebook filled with incidents, and the online document Ben had created now had over 50 entries from different students. Lily also continued to record conversations with her phone. She was building a strong case, but Amber and her friends weren't making it easy. The threats got worse. Lily found notes in her locker warning her to back off or else. Someone poured juice on her backpack during lunch when she wasn't looking. Jake and his friends followed her home one day, staying just far enough behind to avoid trouble but close, enough to make her feel unsafe. Still, Lily didn't give up, and she wasn't alone anymore. Sam, Ben, and Mia were always with her at school. Other students started to join them at lunch too, kids who had been bullied by Amber's group and were tired of staying silent. On Thursday afternoon, Lily was walking to her locker when she saw a crowd gathered in the hallway. Students were watching something and whispering to each other. Lily pushed through to see what was happening. In the middle of the hallway, Sam was on the ground picking up scattered books and papers. His glasses were broken beside him, and there was a red mark on his cheek that looked like it would become a bruise. Jake and two of his friends stood nearby laughing. "What happened?" Lily asked a girl standing next to her. Jake pushed him into the lockers and then knocked his books down, the girl said. Said it was a warning for someone named Lily. Lily felt a cold anger fill her chest. This had gone too far. She walked forward and kneeled beside Sam, helping him pick up his things. "Are you okay?" she asked quietly. Sam nodded, not meeting her eyes. "I'm fine. It's nothing." "It's not nothing," Lily said. She stood up and faced Jake. "This needs to stop." Jake smirked. "Or what? What are you going to do about it, new girl?" Students had formed a circle around them, watching with wide eyes. Lily knew this was a dangerous moment. If she lost her temper and fought Jake, she could get in serious trouble. But she couldn't let him hurt her friends. "I'm not going to fight." "You," Lily said clearly so everyone could hear. "That's not how this ends." "Scared?" Jake taunted. "No," Lily said simply. "I just don't need to fight to win." She turned to the crowd. "Everyone who's watching right now, you're all witnesses. Jake Peterson just assaulted Sam Rodriguez because he's friends with me. This is exactly the kind of behavior we've been documenting." She pulled out her phone and took a picture of Sam's face showing the red mark. Then she took a picture of his broken glasses. "Hey, you can't do that," Jake said, suddenly looking nervous. "Actually, I can," Lily said. "This is a public space, and I'm documenting a crime." "It wasn't a crime," Jake protested. "It was just a joke." "Assault isn't a joke," Lily said, "and neither is bullying." The bell rang and students started to move away, heading to their next classes. Jake glared at Lily. "You're making a big mistake," he warned before walking away with his friends. Lily helped Sam to the nurse's office to get ice for his face. The nurse looked concerned when she saw the mark. "What happened?" she asked. "Jake Peterson pushed me into the lockers," Sam said quietly. The nurse frowned. "I should report this to Principal Davis." "Please do," Lily said. "And make sure to write down exactly what happened in your report." After school, Lily met with Ben, Mia, and several other students in the library. They had formed a small group called Students Against Bullying, and today they were discussing their next steps. "We have over 60 documented incidents now," Ben said, looking at his laptop. "From 28 different students. And we have photos of 7 different injuries," Mia added, "including Sam's face from today." "So what do we do with all this?" a boy named Alex asked. "The principal already knows and nothing has changed." "We need to go above the principal," Lily said, "to the school board." "But Jake's dad is on the school board," someone pointed out. "He's just one member," Lily said. "There are 6 others, and they all have a responsibility to keep students safe." The group discussed their plan. They would compile all their evidence into a report and present it at the next school board meeting, which was scheduled for Monday evening. Each student would speak about their own experiences, so it wouldn't just be Lily making accusations. "What if they ignore us?" Alex asked. "Then we go to the local newspaper," Lily said. "And the police, if necessary. Assault is a crime, even if it happens at school." The meeting ended and everyone agreed to meet again tomorrow to prepare for Monday. As Lily was packing up her things, the librarian approached her. "I couldn't help overhearing some of your discussion," she said. "I want you to know that not all the adults in this school are turning a blind eye. Some of us have been concerned about the bullying problem for a long time." "Then why hasn't anything been done?" Lily asked. The librarian sighed. "Money and politics. Unfortunately. But what you're doing, organizing and documenting, that's the right approach. If there's anything I can do to help, let me know." "Actually, there is," Lily said. "We need a teacher sponsor for our group to make it official. Would you consider it?" The librarian smiled. "I'd be honored. My name is Ms. Rivera, by the way." "Thank you, Ms. Rivera," Lily said, feeling a new sense of hope. The next day was Friday, and tension filled the air at Westbrook High. Word had spread about the Students Against Bullying group and their plan to go to the school board. Some students were supportive, others were afraid of getting involved, and some, like Amber's group, were openly hostile. During lunch, Lily sat with her growing group of friends. They were discussing final preparations for the board meeting when Amber, Heather, Zoe, and Jake approached their table. The cafeteria went quiet as students turned to watch. "So this is the little rebellion you've started," Amber said, looking at the group with disgust. "A bunch of losers and crybabies." "We're just students who are tired of being bullied," Lily said calmly. "And we're not going to be silent anymore." "You think anyone's going to listen to you?" Jake laughed. "My dad will shut this down before you even get to speak." "Maybe," Lily agreed. "But we're still going to try. Because what you're doing is wrong, and you know it." Amber's face flushed with anger. "You don't know anything about this school or the people in it. You've been here for what, 3 weeks? And you think you can change everything?" "I'm not trying to change everything," Lily said. "Just the parts that hurt people." "You're pathetic," Amber spat. She leaned down, getting close to Lily's face. "And after Monday you'll be finished at this school. I promise you that." Lily didn't back away. She looked Amber directly in the eyes. "Is that a threat?" "It's a promise," Amber said, her voice low and mean. "No one challenges me at this school and gets away with it." Lily's phone was recording in her pocket, capturing every word. "Thanks for making that clear," she said. Amber seemed to realize her mistake. She straightened up quickly. "Whatever. Enjoy your little club while it lasts." As Amber turned to walk away, she knocked Lily's water bottle off the table, spilling water all over Lily's lap. Lily jumped up as the cold water soaked into her jeans. "Oops," Amber said with a fake smile. "So clumsy of me." Lily didn't react. She just grabbed some napkins and started wiping the water off her clothes. Amber looked disappointed by the lack of response. "You know what your problem is, new girl?" Amber said loudly, making sure everyone could hear. "You think you're better than everyone else? You walk around like nothing bothers you, like you're so perfect." "I don't think I'm better than anyone," Lily said. "I just think everyone deserves to be treated with respect." "Respect has to be earned," Amber snapped. "And you haven't earned anything here." Something in Lily snapped then, not in anger but in understanding. Amber wasn't just mean, she was insecure. She needed to put others down to feel powerful. "You're right, Amber," Lily said softly. "I haven't been here long enough to earn your respect. But that doesn't mean I have to accept being bullied. No one does." Amber seemed thrown off by Lily's calm response. She had expected anger or tears, not understanding. "This isn't over," Amber said, her voice less certain now. "Monday's board meeting won't change anything." "Maybe not," Lily agreed, "but at least we'll have tried to make things better." Amber didn't have a response to that. She turned and walked away, her friends following her. The cafeteria slowly returned to its normal noise level as students went back to their conversations. "That was intense," Sam said, looking at Lily with respect. "How do you stay so calm when she's being so awful?" Lily shrugged. "My martial arts teacher always says that true strength is controlling your emotions, not letting them control you." "Well, it's working," Mia said. "Amber doesn't know how to handle someone who doesn't get upset." "She will on Monday," Ben said, looking worried. "When we go to the board meeting, she and Jake will be ready to fight back." "Let them," Lily said with quiet determination. "We have the truth on our side, and that's more powerful than any bully." Monday morning arrived with a feeling of tension in the air. Lily woke up early and carefully packed her bag for school. She put in her notebook full of documented incidents, her phone with all the recordings, and a USB drive with copies of everything. Today was the day of the school board meeting, and Lily felt both nervous and determined. At breakfast, Lily's parents noticed her serious face. "Big test today?" her mom asked, pouring orange juice. "Not exactly," Lily said. "There's a school board meeting tonight. I'm going to speak about the bullying problem at Westbrook." Her parents exchanged concerned looks. "Is this about those kids who've been giving you trouble?" her dad asked. Lily nodded. "It's not just me, Dad. Lots of students are being bullied. We've been gathering evidence for weeks." Her mom sat down at the table. "Why didn't you tell us it was this serious?" "I wanted to handle it myself," Lily said. "And I am. But I could use your support at the meeting tonight." Her dad put his hand on her shoulder. "Of course we'll be there. But Lily, if anyone has threatened you or hurt you—" "I've documented everything," Lily assured him. "That's what tonight is about, making sure there are consequences." "I'm proud of you," her mom said. "Standing up for yourself and others, that takes real courage." "Thanks, Mom," Lily said with a small smile. "I learned it from you and Dad." When Lily arrived at school, Sam, Ben, and Mia were waiting for her at the front entrance. They all looked nervous. "Ready for today?" Sam asked. "As ready as I'll ever be," Lily said. "Did everyone prepare what they're going to say tonight?" They all nodded. 20 students had agreed to speak at the board meeting, each sharing their own experiences with bullying at Westbrook. Ms. Rivera had helped them practice their speeches over the weekend. The school day passed in a blur. Lily noticed that Amber and her friends were watching her closely, but they didn't approach her. Even Jake kept his distance. They were being careful now, knowing that everything was being documented. After school, Lily and her friends met in Ms. Rivera's library to make final preparations for the meeting. They organized their evidence into clear, easy-to-understand folders for each board member. They practiced their speeches one more time. Ms. Rivera gave them encouraging words. "Remember, speak from the heart," she said. "Tell your truth calmly and clearly. The facts are on your side." As they were leaving the library, Principal Davis appeared in the doorway. She looked uncomfortable. "Miss Mason, could I speak with you?" "For a moment?" she asked. Lily looked at her friends, who nodded supportively. "We'll wait for you outside," Sam said. When they had gone, Principal Davis closed the library door. "I understand you and your group are planning to attend the board meeting tonight," she said. "Yes, ma'am," Lily said. "We're going to present our evidence about the bullying problem at Westbrook." Principal Davis sighed. "I wish you had brought this to me first." "I did," Lily reminded her. 2 weeks ago, and nothing changed." "These things take time," the principal said. "And frankly, I'm concerned that you're blowing this out of proportion. Teenagers have conflicts. It's normal." "This isn't normal conflict," Lily said firmly. "It's systematic bullying. Sam was physically assaulted last week. We have the pictures and witness statements to prove it." Principal Davis looked troubled. "I'm not saying there aren't problems, but taking this to the school board could have serious consequences for the students you're accusing. Their futures could be affected." "They should have thought about that before they hurt other students," Lily said. "Actions have consequences." The principal studied Lily for a moment. "You're very determined for someone who's only been at this school for a month." "It doesn't take long to recognize injustice," Lily said. or to decide to stand against it. Principal Davis nodded slowly. Well, I can't stop you from speaking at a public meeting, but I hope you understand what you're doing. I do, Lily said, and I hope you'll support us. We're trying to make Westbrook safer for everyone. The principal didn't respond to that. She just opened the door and let Lily leave. Outside, Lily's friends were waiting anxiously. What did she want? Mia asked. To try to talk us out of going tonight, Lily said. It didn't work. At 6:30 that evening, Lily and her parents arrived at the town hall where the school board meeting was being held. The parking lot was fuller than usual for these meetings. Word had spread about what was happening. Inside the meeting room, Lily saw that most of her group was already there, sitting together near the front. Ms. Rivera was with them, offering quiet encouragement. On the other side of the room sat Amber, Jake, and their parents. Mr. Peterson, Jake's father, was at the board table at the front of the room. He looked annoyed by the large crowd. Lily's parents found seats while Lily joined her friends. Sam handed her a copy of the agenda. We're under public comments near the end, he whispered. Each person gets 3 minutes to speak. Lily nodded, feeling butterflies in her stomach. She looked around the room and saw many familiar faces, students who had shared their stories in the online document but hadn't been brave enough to speak tonight. Their presence gave her strength. The meeting began with routine business. The full board discussed budgets and maintenance issues. Principal Davis gave a report about test scores. Lily waited patiently, reviewing her notes one more time. Finally, they reached the public comment section. The board chairperson, a woman named Mrs. Chen, explained the rules. Each speaker has 3 minutes, she said. Please state your name before speaking. The board will not respond to comments tonight, but will take them under advisement for future meetings. Lily was the first speaker. She walked to the podium, feeling every eye in the room on her. She took a deep breath and began. My name is Lily Mason. I've been a student at Westbrook High for 1 month. In that time, I've witnessed and experienced a pattern of bullying that affects many students. We've documented over 70 incidents, involving 28 different students. Lily spoke clearly and calmly, just as Ms. Rivera had advised. She explained how they had gathered evidence, including photos, recordings, and witness statements. She described the incident with Sam being assaulted. She mentioned how complaints to school administrators had not resulted in any changes. This isn't about getting anyone in trouble, Lily said as her time was running out. It's about making Westbrook safe for everyone. We're asking the board to enforce the anti-bullying policy that already exists, but isn't being applied equally to all students. She placed a folder on the table in front of the board members. This contains copies of our evidence. Thank you for your time. As Lily returned to her seat, Sam squeezed her hand. That was perfect, he whispered. One by one, other students came forward to share their experiences. Some spoke with shaking voices. Others showed photos of injuries or property that had been damaged. Parents spoke about how their children had become anxious or depressed because of bullying. Mr. Peterson looked increasingly uncomfortable as the testimony continued. He whispered something to Mrs. Chen, who shook her head firmly. Finally, after nearly an hour of public comments, Mrs. Chen called Amber's name. Amber walked to the podium looking confident. My name is Amber Collins, she said, and I want to set the record straight. What you're hearing tonight is a bunch of exaggerations and lies. Lily Mason came to our school and immediately started causing trouble. She turned people against each other and created this so-called evidence to make herself look like a hero. Amber's voice grew louder. If anyone is a bully here, it's her. She's bullying me and my friends with these false accusations. As Amber continued, her voice became more emotional. She pointed at Lily. She thinks she's better than everyone else. She's trying to ruin our lives because she's jealous. Suddenly, Amber stormed away from the podium and marched straight toward Lily. Her face was red with anger. You think you're so perfect, she shouted. You've ruined everything. Before anyone could stop her, Amber raised her hand to slap Lily across the face. The room gasped collectively. In that moment, Lily had a choice. Her martial arts training had taught her how to block the strike easily. But instead, she simply stood up and stepped back, letting Amber's hand swing through empty air. The momentum caused Amber to stumble forward. "This is exactly what we've been talking about," Lily said calmly, addressing the board. "This behavior, right here in front of all of you." The room fell silent. Amber looked around, suddenly aware of what she had done and where she was. Her father rushed forward to pull her back to her seat. Mrs. Chen banged her gavel. "Order, please. This meeting will take a 15-minute recess. Board members, please join me in the conference room." As the board members filed out, people in the room began talking excitedly. Lily's parents came to her side. "Are you okay?" her mom asked, looking worried. "I'm fine," Lily said. "Amber just proved our point better than we ever could." After 15 minutes, the board members returned. Mrs. Chen called the meeting back to order. "In light of the testimony and evidence presented tonight, as well as the behavior we have witnessed, the board has made a preliminary decision," she announced. "We will conduct a full investigation into the bullying allegations at Westbrook High. During this investigation, any student named in multiple complaints will be suspended pending the results." She looked directly at Mr. Peterson.